Well, would you look at that? Hello there, everybody. Welcome to session 122? Yes, 122 of The Forming. I am, of course, your DM of Doom, Oops All Brands, or World Tree Quest here on Twitch and YouTube. Sorry, I burped halfway through talking there. With me today, we've got my lovely and my amazing cast. We have got that guy Just Harry, we've got Ash Howard Music, we've got Patron of Chaos, and we've got Khadij Al Kubra, and they're all looking lovely, as per bloody usual, because we're all just fucking stunning here, quite honestly. That is just what we are. Like, let's just be really honest about it for a second. We are just all pretty fucking stunning, right? Do I have any housekeeping that I want to do? Yes, I need to do my spiel, so you just have to forgive me a wee moment. Here at World Tree Quest, as you probably know, we're a very welcoming and open-armed community. In fact, we welcome anybody from any community, and no matter how they identify themselves, whether they choose to identify by their nationality, citizenship, their ethnicity, their culture, whether they choose to identify via their sexuality, their gender identity, we don't really care. We welcome everybody and we love you all. Unless, of course, you happen to be a dick. How could you be a dick, I hear you ask? Of course, I'll tell you. You can identify as a dick if you happen to agree with any right-wing form of political media, any right-wing form of political administration, such as administration existing in the UK and in the USA right now, if you believe in any of the right-wing administration that is going on in the US, and if you agree with reform, restore, retain, regain, whatever the fuck they're counting out now in the UK, well then you're a dick. If you think that your beliefs and whatever those beliefs are happen to mean that you get to dehumanise, decentralise, marginalise communities, or otherwise have control over anybody just because you believe in a certain type of sky daddy, well then, pumpkin, that means that you're a dick in my books and we don't allow dicks here. So get in the bin and bite my banger. Guys, what happened last session?
A lot of emotions, people just kind of like recovering emotionally. We had a nice breakfast as a found family. Some
Nothing bad happened at the breakfast either.
I know! It was so nice! And there was almost an eating contest between Reverie and Khernun that got interrupted, and Khernun apparently has revealed that apparently mashed potatoes or sweet potatoes are on Atuma too, but more where like the dwarves live. But that was a fun little thing. And then Sheila's family came, and we got to see her going all like stage manager courtier mode, but with wedding. So that was
yes, because Sheila's dad decided, no, you can't just be boring, and Sheila then had to go, yeah, great, that's what I wanted, work. Yeah, very much so, very much so.
Yeah, so there's also going to be a tourney that I'm pretty sure Khernun and Elion signed up for. There was a lot of like nice little bromance moments between the two of those guys, which was nice to watch. I'm not sure if Reverie signed up for something too. I don't think Arya.
I don't think Reverie went down to the tourney grounds. I don't think
Arya did either. Yeah. Above table, I heard something that Arya would probably find fun if she got knighted randomly, but that didn't end up happening because she's still kind of in the blues. Let's see. Reverie went shopping also for some supplies and tried to get back in contact with Polaris. There was a moment where Arya went to. She also did some like identifying on the items finally. Just need to get the list. And did some shopping for herself too, and went to the summer, like the little outclave for like the summer folks who have defected, and like they're actually doing pretty all right, minus a few like worries. They're pretty settled, which gave Arya a lot to think about with her own personal struggles with like her insecurities about like being the bannerman and finding joy, and Reverie, like her internal thing was like now she had like a goal set in mind, like to focus her anger and fury on with like the Summer King, and then like Elion's still like got a lot on his mind with like the new powers and the new patron, and asked Khernun for advice about that. Sheila got some calming down and like actually really level-headed, like, advice and encouragement from Dale, which was I really enjoy seeing Dale's interactions with like the royals. It's really nice.
I will say, I really enjoy being Dale. Like, there's something fun about just being an old Irishman who's like, listen, I'm old and I've just seen some shit. I was actually about this the other day. Who was it I based him off of? From Game of Thrones. The I can't remember his name, but it's the Onion Knight. You know the guy I'm talking about? The guy who's just like he was like a smuggler, and then
old Mormon guy.
Sir Davos Seaworth.
Davos Seaworth, that guy right there, that motherfucker. No, not the Mormon guy. The Mormon is Jorah Mormont. A great character, not a great person, but Davos Seaworth. Yeah. I picture Dale being like him.
That makes me love him more.
I love that.
But instead of having like a weird Yorkshire Sunderland accent, it sounds like he's for Kerry.
Yeah, Dale's a real one. He's great. I love
Dale's
him.
Great. Dale's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Kesley's and Harrenhal's gonna be doing alright. Harrenhal got a new coat from Arya. And now we're all just kinda like, you know, prepping for a wedding.
The wedding.
Yeah, it was also really interesting seeing, we haven't seen all of her family yet, but it was really interesting seeing how she is with her dad and her mom, and like that dynamic. We got to see a new side of Síla, and I really enjoyed it. She's such an interesting character in general, but it was such a new window into her. It was really cool to see.
The temptation I had to give Sheila's family somehow the name Jones. Just turned up and going, I'm here for the Jones wedding. I am just like the Jones, and Sheila just been like, yeah, I changed my name legally, just like your surname is Jones.
But Salorn rolls off the tongue so nicely.
It does roll off the tongue. It's very, very nice. Okay.
Yeah, we're all dressed up and ready to have Maui.
When we left off, can we remember where we left off? Can you?
People getting dressed up. Reverie, getting ready to cast ceremony. Elion had offered to walk Khernun down to meet Síla, who was carried by her dad. And yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say I think Papa Bear had just come to me.
Right.
Yeah, we left off with our like quite honestly, the loveliest wee autumn person I've ever voiced in my life.
Adore him.
He's so bloody cool. He's so dainty. I don't know any other word to explain him other than dainty. Yes, Sheila's dad had come to get Síla, and was basically saying, now, like, you know, now's your chance if you want to run. But as we open up there, I actually have to open up with a roll. And I do hate to say this, but the first roll is going to be deciding who's playing the music. It's either going to be Ed Sheeran or Skrillex. Let's see.
Weirdly enough,
that's evens right there. So gathered in the kind of central open air portion of the interior of the Oaken Palace, there is a smaller oak tree in the centre of this. It's come to be jokingly referred to by the people that inhabit or work in the palace as the King's Tree, because more often than not, when Khernun is supposed to be doing some official stuff, he's usually found underneath this tree. With Reverie in place, with Elion and Kessely standing next to Khernun, the music begins. Lilting strings, creating a soft, ballad-like feel to the music. there's lutes, there's harps, there's lyres. And obviously, because they have to keep it refined, even if they are in spring, there is a touch of violins. I'm now going to roll the performance check to see just how well it's going. That's a 17 on the die. I'll take that with a plus 8 in performance. I'll take. Yeah, okay. With a total of 25, it's everything that you would expect from somebody with the Salorn name. As Sheila, you and your dad start to make your way down, and it's definitely not the very formal walk of a bride. It's just a standard, it's a walk. There's none of this walk with one step and match, then walk with another step and match. No, because this is the intimate, informal one. As you walk down, you can see your brother, Owain, conducting bardic magic, utilising the kit, because every single member of the Salorn family, bard. Just different type of bard. We have College of Eloquence, College of Valor, College of Glamour, College of Bangerang. I now have to make the subclass College of Bangerang great. Your mother, obviously, there as well, Neve. You've also got your other brother there, the lovely emo fringe Dylan. At this point, Dale has also joined with his wife, who's just I don't have a name for his wife. I'm very sorry, I don't. We'll call her Saoirse, because Irish name. I just thought of it. Dale and his wife Saoirse standing there in their finery. They've taken it a bit on there. We've been invited to a wedding. Quick, wear the finest that you've got. Whereas everybody else is like, I found this in a wardrobe, and it's nicer than what I wear on the road. There's misty eyes as you reach there, and as the music fades out. So you've just got the sound of the birds. There's a brief muttered trade of words between Lyzran and Khernun, which essentially goes along the lines of like, you're going to look after my daughter. Yes, of course I am, because I'm a fucking dragon and I'll eat you if you don't. I completely understand, my good sir. Yes, you better understand, because I might just choose not to eat you. I'll just fucking drag you backwards through time. I will turn you back into a single cell amoeba. Yes, I understand. Good. Welcome to the family. Thank you. The usual stuff. Just the usual stuff. At which point, I would like to employ one of the greatest tricks of being a DM, and that's putting my players on the spot. And I'm going to have all of you build this for me. This is something that is very much centered on one person's character and an NPC, but the party is all here. So what I want to ask is this: Elion, you're standing with Khernun.
Mm-hmm.
Sheila has just joined them. What's one thing about the gathering here that you see? What's one thing you notice? Whether it's see, smell, hear, what's one thing Elion notices here?
I think, unless I'm wrong, I think summer practices for weddings would be very different.
Very, very different. This is more of like a hand fastening that would be done in spring.
So I think even if he has experienced a wedding before, which could go either way in his very youth, I think it's very traditionally indoors. So I think the thing that is kind of taking him back is how cooperative and how magically aligned the natural elements are. I think he can hear the birds and see some, the rustling of trees and leaves, and there is almost like the area around them is in agreement with what's happening. And I think he's focused less on the people in front of him immediately and more on kind of the sheer beauty of the venue.
Okay, I love that. Thank you very much. Elion. Reverend. You've a fairly unique view of this right here, because you're standing looking at these two. What's one thing that Reverie notices here?
Reverie is very focused on the two people in front of her. This is their moment, and they've waited so long for the rest of us to join them and be here for this. Which is a very honoring thing. So her entire focus has been on Síla and Khernun. And not so much on her officiant speech, which she should have probably focused on, but she didn't because she was panicking about having something nice to wear because she grew 6 inches overnight. So she's got to wing that.
Not me remembering I had promised to somehow write vows half an hour before this. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Reverie. Thank you. Arya. Almost the opposite view from Elion. You know, there's no seating, there's no bridesmaids and groomsmen. Everybody's just in a sort of little crowd watching this. So almost the opposite side of the view from Elion. What's one thing that Arya notices?
I think, again, she doesn't have as much experience personally with like seeing a whole bunch of like weddings or things like that, because her experiences were very isolated, very like sequestered to just the summer courts. But growing up, she had always like, her experience with marriage was always for political ties, for family ties, for strengthening of power, it was more of like a business deal than for something for love, which was one of the reasons why she was always kind of terrified. Okay. But she sees her two friends, who are one of the first two real friends she had ever made, standing here and thinking of all the journeys that they've gone through and what brought them here today, and how she gets to be a part of that with her friends and see the crowd around her that's a blend of spring folk and this blend of autumn folk, and with her and Elion here, it's summer folk too, and Teslis is there winter, and just all these different kinds of walks of life brought together for something that's not business, not just politics, not for power, but for just love. It's a unity of cultures and seasons and stories in a way that she'd always thought the world should be. And it's like she kind of gets a sense of like, through all the joys and sorrows and all the contentions and differences, love is the thing that unites us all and what we're doing right. And she's just happy and proud and honored to get to be part of this and share in this experience and be with people that she loves and see them come together this way. And I think she also wants to, in her own little way, just enhance that, let them shine. So she casts a couple of small little things. She gives herbardic inspirations to Síla, Khernun, and also to Reverie, who is being the officiant. She gives, because it's like a unifying thing, I think, even though there's no combat and no necessarily like strengthening reason, just that sense of like something that ties us and connects us all together, the spirit of that, casts emboldening bond as well on the whole party, really, on the four of us and Khernun. And then she also will cast like a minor kind of like no, not minor illusion. I think prestidigitation will work better for this. Prestidigitation on both Khernun and Síla, to not necessarily change the way they look or anything about them, but just kind of like almost like a glow enhancement in a sense. In a sense, something that's
like mood lighting.
exactly something that just like makes them
Okay.
shine more from the
Okay.
from the self. So it's like
So-
nothing has changed really about them, just like it enhances that natural glow and makes them shine more in their own ways.
Okay, so emboldening bond, bardic inspiration, and quote unquote mood lighting. Awesome.
Yeah, just
Thank
in her own
you.
quiet way, helping her friends shine more.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you. And I come now to you, Sheila. Now I'm going to actually ask you 3 questions. I know, like I've asked, you're getting basically half the job here. Number 1, obviously, for the full-on formal thing, an amazing gown has been designed and all that jazz, and Khernun's got a whole thing of up to the nines that'll probably make him walk like a bodybuilder for 3 hours. But here, you gotta ask, what's the dress like? In this intimate and informal setting.
I mean, as intimate as informal as Sheila can ever be.
It's also Sheila, so...
It's also Sheila. Finally, I think I sent this to Reverie at one point, but it's going to be a emerald green full-length gown, like full skirts and everything, long sleeves, square neckline, not too much detail, just quite simple in its structure and how it's built, but still like showing off the green for spring. She'll have kind of like pearls braided through her hair, so there's a lot more detail in her hair than kind of the gown itself. So it's like as simple as Sheila can get.
This is the kind of thing that somebody goes, wow, you're radiant, and Sheila goes, oh, this, I just threw it together. Okay, cool.
This whole thing.
So based on that, I'm going to roll a wee dice here. Okay. As you're walking down, Sheila, you will see Khernun get misty-eyed, but he does, does the whole biting down, keeps it together. He's good, he's got this. The next one he's rolling with disadvantage. As you walk down, Sheila, you see the people that have come here today for this. Only the closest people. What's Sheila feeling right now? I ask this because Sheila's always been one that's very good at hiding the feelings. I don't mean in a negative way, but Sheila's always very good at the poker face. So what's Sheila feeling in this moment?
I think it still appears very collected, so I think everyone else might... You know how people always judge the one who doesn't show true emotion? You're like, even on the biggest days of their life, you're like, oh, were they really feeling it? Like,
Yeah.
didn't seem like they really cared that much. It's still much that appearance and vibe where if it was maybe anyone or any other group who was watching would maybe then question actual romantic feelings here. But I think inwardly, she's always been quite independent, doesn't want to rely on anyone, kind of keeps people at a distance, and I think it's the first time she's actually maybe seeing people actively choosing to be there, celebrate her without intent, without ulterior motives, and are just genuinely there because they care. And it's that sudden realization of like, oh shit, there are people that care. Maybe I'm... It's like that, oh, okay.
Okay. I like it. Picasso. I like it.
Because
Then the last question I'll ask you, Sheila, is given all that, same question I've asked everybody else. Tell me one thing Sheila notices. Tell me one thing Sheila sees, hears, smells, tastes, touches. I don't know. Tell me something that Sheila notices here.
Sheila's entire thing has always been, and her like magic is tied to it, that everything at a fundamental cellular level vibrates, so thus there is sound, thus there is motion, there's sine waves, there's stuff she can tap into. And I think she always looked at it before she met Khernun in a very more scientific, I can manipulate this, it's there, it's pre-existing, and it was never a appreciating it for the beauty in things. And so I think that's one thing that we had previously talked about, was Sheila starting to begin to hear the trees whisper a bit more and talk. And I think she is maybe focusing on the tree in the courtyard and listening to the sound of spring. And it's almost, she almost wonders if she's misinterpreting or reading too much into things, but it almost sounds like a welcome.
Oh, that got me right in the feels there. I said almost that exact line in my vows at my wedding. That's why that got me there. Because I said I used to look at love as nothing more than a simple release of dopamine and serotonin that told you that somebody was tolerable enough to be around in order for you to pass on biological data. Now I don't. That got me there. In the most lovely way, Ash. I love you dearly. You're truly one of my favourite people. Fuck you. Your dad will turn to you, and in the autumn dialect of Sylvan, he'll just say, "You got this, little one." He does that very dad thing, just the two pats on the cheek. Then he'll somehow reach up, kiss you in the forehead, and then go to stand with your mother and your brothers, leaving just you and Khernun standing with Reverie. It's customary in spring weddings, or to be very clear on that, in spring court weddings, that hand fastenings are used. Usually some kind of braided, intricate rope that is placed around their hands and around the wrists. It's never tied, because to tie would incur the idea of being forced. It is simply there to represent that, though it is loose, they do not pull apart. You can see Dale holding a beautiful green and bronze and shades of pastel and rosy pink woven through it. Beautiful, beautiful piece of hand-binding cord. He's going to walk over and he'll hand it to you, Reverie, and Dale will just simply say, "We were never blessed with a child, but I've come to see Khernun as something of what I would like in a son. So if you don't already have one, this was what I used at my wedding." And he'll hand the rope to you, Reverie. Give Khernun a kind of squeeze on the back, give him a pat on the shoulders, and then he'll go and stand back with his wife. So Reverie, now it goes to you. If you do Malage, I'm gonna be so. I will fall apart.
Wow. Ooh, wow.
Tula. This is why we can't have millennials doing soppy scenes in D&D, because we grew up with Blackadder, Faulty Towers, and Monty Python.
Birds.
Hmm. Okay. Reverie will kind of, she knows how to do hand fastens.
Of course.
So she will start that process. And once it's draped over Síla and Khernun's hand, she will look between them. We are gathered here today to celebrate, to weave together two distinct threads into a single tapestry of fate. On one side stands the King of the Spring Lands, who brings fierce joy, new growth, and vibrancy. And on the other side stands a fierce, noble autumn fae, who brings rich, golden peace and infinite wisdom. Together, your story proves that love will thrive in every changing season. And then she will kind of look out to the rest of everyone. To love is to accept the natural turnings and changings of the world. Khernun, your warmth will sustain her through cooling winds and long nights. And Síla, your wisdom will ground him when the wild becomes overwhelming. The Shadow Queen looks upon this altar and smiles. She knows that love is timeless and is the only thing that outlasts the years. And the bond between you two is a fire that will withstand every changing season. And then she will kind of step back to allow them to do their vows.
Okay. Síla, roll initiative.
Y'all do have your buffs and boons.
$25.
If it hadn't been for the buffs and boons, you would have won that. 27. Oh shit, that means I'm fuck. Okay, I forgot that part. Right. Again, Dale will kind of stand and go, it's customary at these points for the two intendeds to share words to each other. In case you all weren't aware. Khernun looks like he gets that look on his face that you all know well enough at this point. It's like he's trying to think of words. He's trying to think of the long, smart words that he's learned. But then he's going to look at you, Síla, and his face is just going to relax. He says, Síla, the first thing that you ever gave me wasn't a kiss. The first thing you gave me wasn't even a smile. The first thing you ever gave me was a lecture about why respectable people wear shoes. Looking back, I think that was the moment that I fell in love with you. I was a lumberjack then. I knew trees better than I knew people. I could tell you how old an oak was by its bark, where the safest path through a forest lay, or where to swing an axe so the whole trunk fell exactly where I wanted it. Court etiquette? Not so much. Then along comes an autumn courtier with more grace than anyone had a right to possess, who would insult me to my face, and I'd do damn close to thanking her for it. And somehow she decided I was worth keeping around. Since then, we've walked through ghoul-infested tunnels underground. We've faced necromancers who thought death could beat us. We've even stood against the armies of summer. Somehow, along that road, it's led to a barefooted lumberjack becoming a king. People have told me a few times that I got this crown because I was brave enough. I got this crown because I was honourable. It took until I saw you walking towards me here to know they were wrong. Every step that mattered, every step I've taken, it's all because I knew you were waiting at the end of it. Where many saw a barefooted lumberjack, you already see the king. You taught me strength isn't only found in the arm that swings the axe. Sometimes it's found in a voice and how it speaks to a frightened soul. In the song that gives hope to those who've forgotten it, or in the quiet wisdom to know when mercy is harder than victory. I've watched you stand in front of nobles who thought themselves untouchable, and monsters who believed themselves unstoppable. And you've carried yourself with exactly the same dignity before both, and I've never admired anyone more for it. You're from autumn. You carry the beauty of every single ending that makes room for something new, and you remind the world that letting go is not the same as losing, that even fallen leaves nourish forests yet to come. And I'm spring. I've always believed that after every winter, something worth protecting will grow again. And maybe that's why we do fit together. You teach me that change should be embraced, and I remind you that every ending is also a beginning. Together, we are what this forest needs. And so today, before our family, our friends, and anybody from elsewhere who's watching, I give you my utmost word that wherever seasons will lead, I will follow. If sorrow turns the roots dark, I'll be the first thing that's green waiting underneath them. When the weight of memory bends the branches, I'll help hold them up. When you ever doubt yourself, should you ever deign to, I'll remind you of the women who made kings stand taller simply by thinking they could. I vow that I'll sit no higher on my throne than how high you sit in my heart. No kingdom will be more important than our home, and no victory will mean more than hearing you laugh. I promise I'll even buy dancing shoes. Now, I can promise you these things, but I can't promise you everything. You will probably have to keep teaching me not to dance in mud. You will probably have to be correcting my manners for the next 1,000 years. But I promise to let you. Our lives won't always be peaceful. Knowing us and this group, someone will wake an ancient evil, somebody will open a cursed door, someone, probably one of our friends, will make a decision that sounds reasonable for about 5 seconds, and then when that day comes, I'll do what I've always done. I'll take your hand, I'll stand beside you, and I'll face whatever waits with you. Whether I'm wearing shoes, that will be open to negotiation. At which point he's going to get a ahem from Dale, and he's going to kind of Síla Selorn, you are my home, my dearest friend, my queen. From my first spring to your last autumn, and through every season that follows, always. I'm then going to bonus action rage, and then I'm going to... That ends my initiative.
Aww.
And I'm not going to lie, I had started writing one, didn't like it, and then started writing another. And I forgot I had started writing another one, and those were both where one was supposed to trail to the ending. It kind of went into the beginning of the next one, so I do apologise. Because I'm a dumbass.
Sheila, I know we're in the middle of a wedding, but like marry him faster.
Seriously, that was beautiful.
This is what we do. We romance our friends in D&D, guys. Come on.
This is it.
Yes.
I don't get why people say you can't win at D&D. This is winning at D&D, okay?
Seriously, all the
This is it.
romance.
Smooch the homies.
So well, on that note,
Marry the homies?
marry the homies?
Marry the homies, question mark?
So then, in true Sheila fashion, she's written a sonnet. So she'll try and like contain herself. And she'll just start with, "I vow to my king. Let me not call this love a passing flame, nor bind it to the turning of the year. Though autumn shifts her colors, winds, and name, my heart shall find its truest compass here. For I have wandered where the wild things roam, and heard strange music sleeping in the stone. Yet you became the lantern guiding home, the light that tells my restless heart you're known. When winter came and all the world was white, you swore that you would never leave my side, and in that vow beneath the frozen night, I knew at last what it was to be chosen. When hags have stolen you beyond my reach, I called the very heavens down with flame, for love will find the limits of its speech, when those we cherish stand against death's claim. You walk barefoot where the wild earth lies, and greet the mud as though it were your throne. You hear the forest breathe beneath the skies, and know the living world as one of your own. I cannot hear the secrets that you hear, nor understand the language of the trees, but I have loved the wonder you hold dear, and how you move as freely as the breeze. I am of autumn, changeful as her skies, now gold with warmth, now tempest-tossed with rain. My colors shift before your very eyes, yet you have never asked me to remain. You never made a cage and called it love, nor placed a muzzle on the words I say. You give me wings and bid me rise above, and urge me towards the dreams that call my name. And now a crown adorns your head, my king. A kingdom's weight is yours to bear and keep. Yet crowns are but the shadows of a thing I loved before the throne, before the deep. For I loved you when your hands held axe and wood, when no one named you lord or king or great. I loved the man beneath the title's hood, and would have loved you had you had stayed that way. I am a composer, all the world is sound. I hear the music hiding in the night. Each trembling thing has a rhythm all around, and even silence sings beyond our sight. I feel the vibrations of the world, the ancient chord beneath each breath and flame, and though my path from dragons was unfurled, My search for scales has not been my true aim. For sacred chords may call me through the dark, and dragons may yet answer when I call, but you, my love, have been my truest mark, the song I never knew I'd hear at all. So let the seasons turn, let kingdoms fall, let forests grow and ancient dragons fly. If I should wander, you will hear my call, and I will follow where your lantern lies. For love is not the chain that makes us one, but two wild hearts that choose the same road through. And through our separate journeys are not done, I choose my life, and in that life I choose you. Let autumn change, let winter claim the land, let every kingdom rise and fade from view. My heart shall find its home within your hand, not bound, not tamed, but freely given, you.
This is what, right, no, hold on a fucking minute. Right, hold on. Right, going to step away from table for just a little second. This is why you have artists play fucking D&D, right? Come on to fuck, that was phenomenal.
Actually,
Like,
speaking as someone who is
wow.
professionally a writer and a poet, that was not only emotionally beautiful, but like on a technical level, that was really fucking
That
good.
Thank
you.
So good. There
Stunning.
was bars in there.
That was so
Speaking
fucking good.
as a poet, there was bars in there. That was so good.
You got
the
like
instrumental.
You got like 5 lines in, and I went,
Hey, do you know what made this better? The instrumental for Would You Fall in Love with Me Again started playing on my fucking playlist while this happened. So I'm crying. Literal fucking tears.
For me, it was I Hear a Symphony.
I had, because I don't have it on my computer because the sound comes from my computer, but I had it playing very gently because I've got an inner earphone in here, and I had Sleep Token. Oh god, Would You Fall For Me? Starting and that way I just went, right, well, no, this is unfair. I'm being assaulted. This is phenomenal. It's like,
You gave me a week.
I've been attacked.
Right?
Emotional damage in the best way. I love it.
Yeah, I've been attacked.
Both vows have been made. Both words have been shared. It goes to the last part. Confirming the oaths. Reverie, this would be the part where you would start casting ceremony. However that forms for you, however ceremony shows for you, that's for you to take.
I think at first it's one single little light. Like a little star that floats sort of between them where their hands are joined. And then 2. And then 3. Almost like connecting them the same way the rope is. Until there is this beautiful thousands of little stars that fill this room, along with the subtle oranges and blues and vibrant colors of Twilight. And it sort of is most congested around the two of them and sort of spins around them like they are the center of a universe.
Okay. As these dance around and you cast, this is your casting of the spell ceremony.
Yes.
As ceremony is cast, there are multiple options you can choose for ceremony. am I to understand that you'll be casting Wedding?
Yes.
A tournament.
Funeral.
Well, I'm certainly not casting funeral.
So you cast Wedding. The two adult
Yes.
humanoids willing to be bonded together in marriage. I speak as the GM, and it's at one of them's an NPC. Khernun is willing. Ash, as Sheila's player, is Sheila willing. You always have to check. You always have to check. Just double check. Okay.
Consent.
Is key. Consent is key. Okay. As you cast it, the wedding ceremony has been fully completed. For the next 7 days, both of you will gain a +2 bonus to your AC, as long as you're within 30 feet of each other. You cannot benefit from this right again unless one of you is widowed. But I mean, they die, you pop them back up, then you do it again. Wait. But as the lights dance around and these little thousands of little stars rotate, spin, and illuminate everything, there comes a point where they just still and they just sit, and their light just pulses and flashes for a brief moment. At which point that signals that the casting of ceremony has been completed, and that Síla and Khernun are now one. They're now married.
And they may now kiss.
And then they kiss.
Now kiss.
They can do. This is another thing I've noticed about romance things. You can do all this serious, soppy, romantic stuff. When it comes to just two people kissing, you can't do it seriously. There's always got to be that, and then they kiss. Yes, at the point that they pulse, Khernun does not wait. He just immediately pulls you in, Sheila, and gives you that big ol' smoochies. Such a child thing. Oh wait, no, that was the lobster from Finding Nemo.
I was thinking Astrid.
You know that.
I
You know the thing
don't
from
remember. I
the
don't
fish
know what you're
tank.
talking about.
They go, Jacques, he's unclean.
I remember that.
Oui.
I remember now. It's been a hot minute.
Ocean. Oh, la mer. You know that little guy? No,
I know who you're talking about
I
now.
just look like a crazy person now. I look like I've gone crazy with emotion. Great. Okay. It is at this point I do get to say that Síla and Khernun are now married, and therefore we play the victory music. Now, what I'm going to say is this is quite a milestone. This is something that the party has been waiting for some time, and it's now arrived. It's happened. The moment you guys see the ceremony spell go off, the moment that whichever god this was channeled through, whichever divine domain this was channeled through, it was allowed to happen. How does that feel to everyone? Seeing that, okay, it's done. How does that land with everybody's character? What's their reaction to it landing like that?
Happy and grateful that it shows that even when it seems the world falls apart, something still prevails, and it's beautiful and divine that thing is love, and that's what uplifts and connects everyone. And she's just so happy for her friends.
Fantastic. Reverie, Elion, Sheila.
Okay, I'll do it. That's. I politely waited 5 seconds. Reverie is so. I mean, these are her two of her best friends in the whole world, and they mean so much to her. So, not only to just be able to be here for this moment and have it not happened while she was gone, and to have them wait for her, but to be able to officiate it and bind her two friends together this way it's really beautiful for her, and she's very happy, and she's so excited to see where this marriage takes them and how they will grow as people. I mean, Reverie's very aware, and she's very connected to the how do I phrase this? The concepts in spring and autumn, that they are the transitional seasons. So to have two of them united in this way is so beautiful. So she's just feeling a lot of joy and happy emotions for them.
Okay.
I think for me, the first time I met these two was in the forest when we were heading up to the trees with all of the ancestral souls in them.
Yep.
And I think the circumstances were extremely different before. And I think it is the juxtaposition of where it began and where it is now. That he doesn't cry, but he is very much being as prim and proper as possible to hide the fact that he's feeling, for the first time in a long time, extremely emotional. And Elion is kind of looking between them and seeing all the little starlights disappear, and the roped hands and all the little things. And it's the first time where he has literally nothing to say.
On the complete opposite side of the spectrum, Sheila's like, it's enough motion for they. Is ready to celebrate. She like turns to Khernun, and if DM will enable me, I feel like they have like a handshake.
That's
huge.
I'm not gonna lie, it was in my mind that at some point they were going to look at each other and just like fist bump, and that was it. Like, so absolutely.
I feel like it's the seriousness like now ebbs away, and it's just like time to party mode, and they just kind of like either do a handshake or knucks, and then Sheila's just like, everyone to the feast.
Khernun is gonna kind of look at that, then look at everyone just like, I mean, y'all heard the fucking queen, let's go eat.
Woo!
Dale, at this point, is gonna, I had overheard the plans to move to the tourney grounds, and I hope that your highness and your grace will not think impudent of me, but I had the liberty of having the food for you all moved to the tourney grounds so that you will have to simply go there and not have to move again.
I love you, Dale.
Dale is gonna kind of smile at that, bow his head, and just go, Your Grace, the king is right there.
It's fine, he already knows.
Carriages are outside, waiting. Turns to Khernun. Your chariot is also there, in case you want to arrive not looking like a posh toff, as you always say. Khernun's just going to look at you, Síla, and go, do you know what? I see it now. To the tourney grounds.
Woo!
God, Elian will do anything to avoid having to give the best man speech, won't he?
Oh, don't worry. The best man speech is what he's going to have to do at the official one. Yeah, official.
Elion said I'd literally rather fight than have to give a speech.
Oh, Khernun's not letting him get away with it.
Ah, of course not. Oh.
The tourney grounds that have been set up are very spring, but there are touches and influences of their newer trade agreements with autumn, and also the new inhabitants from summer who call this land, even if only temporarily, a home. Where spring had built up massive wooden pillars and fine, natural looking wooden fences surrounding a large tourney ground, Autumn Eladrin and Autumn Fae have obviously brought along great stoneworks and metalworks that have been fastened into place. The Summer Eladrin that call this place home have lent their own expertise, and the place glows and glimmers with splashes of dawnstone, a particular type of stone that's mined in Summerlands that gives off a natural, unfaltering glow. You guys will arrive in time for the joust. As nobles of the spring courts, minor and major nobles are setting up, about to give their all in a tourney to see who might be able to perform at the larger, more official tourney in a couple of days. This will feature knights from autumn and from the few encampments of summer that have managed to escape from the sun's first. Well, this one here is a smaller, much more intimate grouping. The one that starts in a couple of days is open entirely to the public. Sorry, I had an alarm for some reason. I don't know why I have an alarm. As you guys, your carriages take you into the tourney grounds, and as you arrive into them, horns will herald you guys arriving at the large pavilion space that is for royal guests and royal family. With Khernun and Síla being cheered as they step off. They give waves, or well, Khernun does, and it's definitely not a graceful wave. It's very much a Forrest Gump standing on the dock waving at Lieutenant Dan kind of wave, you know.
I love him.
Khernun is like the worst type of royal, and I think that to explain that, we always have this kind of mentality of like royal family, and you immediately think of the British royal family, who are very, we don't go outside, we don't speak to the riffraff. And whereas what I picture is like the Norwegian royal family, and it's just like, the crowned prince the other day was found in a Greg's.
Yeah, that sounds like the best kind of royal to me.
We were on a cruise in the fjords on me and Amy on our honeymoon, and they were like, if you go up to that ski resort, that's actually the Crown Prince's favourite cafe. That's just like a fancy place. That's just like a wee place in Oslo. And it's like, in fact, last week he was photographed there with a woman, and they tried to make it a tabloid, but it turned out it was just his niece.
Aww.
He just took his niece out to a coffee place. That's the kind of royal family you want. Anyway.
Yes.
So Khernun's giving them big waves and, you know, doing the tip off sides and getting everybody riled up. Sitting down at the tourney grounds, What's everybody's first thing that they do? Is there anything they want to do in specifics?
I've been just talking to people, like talking to friends. I haven't talked to Teslis in a while. If I can find him, or
You guys are all
I
sitting
don't
at a
know,
table
Taylor.
together. The big
Oh,
long table in
awesome.
the Royal Pavilion.
Yeah, just talk to him, and I think just from like a purely professional curiosity stance, she'd kind of be interested to talk to, if I could, Sheila's brothers, just because she's heard that they both have different kinds of styles of music, and she's always trying to learn from different kinds. So I think
So
those would
you
be
want
like
to-
the main two things. Just
Okay, so speaking to
Talking
Kessler
to
and speaking
friends,
to
talking to-
Owain and Dylan. Fantastic. Reverie. Anything you're looking to do in specifics?
Eat.
yes, eat.
Fucking yes.
Also, I think Reverie, like, I have my horse, right? Yeah. Sure.
Polaris is here.
Nice. Making me miss Serenity.
Reverie and Sheila popping tall boys in the carriage.
Yes.
Khernun arrives in his chariot, tall boy in hand, just like, way! Khernun did a lap of honour while the audience shouted, chug, 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 chug. He then finished it, spiked it on the ground and went, don't drink and drive. You shouldn't drink and horse. It's bad for you.
Still spring. What kind of food? What's the food like?
So spring food is very, very hearty foods. It's very filling foods. There is lots of stews, lots of like savoury pies, that kind of thing. But there's also a lot of spring food, as it's based on a lot of Irish food. A lot of spring food is vegetables, like root vegetables and leafy green vegetables, and more often than not, they're steamed or they're boiled. So you're talking like spinach, broccolis, of both kinds, tender stem and normal broccoli. You're looking at cauliflowers, you're looking at carrots, potatoes, turnips. There is loads of, like, when it comes to desserts, a lot of it is like cream, like really, really rich. Like spring Eladrin are not petite. You don't get to be built like I am, being raised by an Irish mother and not eating whatever she puts in front of you.
Latinos are the same. I get
Right.
it.
Spring was always, they constantly moved. They were constantly doing things. They burned lots. So the food is designed to fill lots. But that doesn't mean there's not a certain amount of elegance and grace to it. There's lots of soups that are incredibly flavourful, but they may not be as entirely filling as, say, another particular type of soup. But a lot of the food that's there is simple. The meat is usually braised, or in the case of fish, because they do eat fish, it's usually baked. But what you guys have got in front of you is everything from boar to elk to pheasant, grouse. There's probably some kind of actually, give you a bit of a lore drop. Old tradition would state that the leaders of communities within Spring Eladrins, at important feasts, usually stags would be served, like an elk stag, that the head of the community probably hunted himself. In this particular instance, Khernun has opted out of that. Khernun is choosing to have boar rather than stag, as he and Sheila both have antlers.
That's so fair.
It's a small but important gesture.
Oh,
So the food there is plenty, and there's also a massive abundance of fruits, berries, citrus fruits, apples, loads of things that they've traded. This is essentially a small show of the things that have happened since Khernun and Síla have taken over, ruling the Vardenvale. This is a display of the things that their alliances have set up.
oh.
Everything from the cuts of basilisk meat that are also being served here. I imagine basilisk probably tastes a bit like a really, really thick alligator. Down to the finely made clay and ceramic bowls and plates they are served on, which would obviously come from Atuma. And even the fine metalwork from the people in Autumn and the summer people who've been given place in here for the cutlery and for the adornments of the table. This is a show. And you would also see that around the arena there have been large circular tables with smaller, maybe slightly less elegant, like less display versions of the meal you guys have got in front of you have been placed around so that anybody can come and help themselves, and they will eat the same as the royals.
I like that.
There's no such thing as let them eat cake. Also, that is historically taken massively out of context.
Like many things.
But yes, Reverie, you were saying some stuff before you went on mute.
Sorry, yes. My niece came in and she wanted to know if I had Hulu and therefore the Hulu password.
Oh, geez.
Yes, so I have Polaris. I'm assuming he's well groomed, looking gorge. I think Reverie rides in like a little behind both the king and queen's carriages. Kind of side straddle on Polaris, allow him to kind of preen for the crowds.
Of course.
As he should. And then she she allows him his runway model moment and then slides off has him go to a nice spot where the people will feed and lavish him. At this point, I'm sure the people of Spring know what he wants.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think the people of the Spring Lands know Polaris at this point.
Yeah. She joins everyone at the table. I think she kind of sits towards like the edge, right? Because she has this whole thing of like, hey, people don't know she had this big transformation. So she's gonna try and like play it off like she's a different Reverie than the Reverie that people of Summer would be expecting. And she's just here to officiate. So kind of sitting a little bit away from the group. But like still at the big table, still with everyone, interacting with everyone.
Reverie's got a cousin from out of town.
Yeah, this is evil twin. Taller evil twin. I'm Prison Steve. Sorry.
I'm Prison Steve. I love it. Elion, what's Elion's first port of call?
I think we're all eating straight away. I think that's everyone's first
I
port
think
of call.
the only person who hasn't said they're eating straight away was Arya. Arya gets there and is like, so, polite conversation, and everybody's already got their mouth full.
It was implied.
It was
Arya's
implied.
Arya's eating. Listen, you know Arya's always like getting food when she can and pocketing some for later.
That is, yeah, you know what? That's actually a fair point. That is something Arya does do constantly. Arya's the Robert Downey Jr. of this party.
She learned early on, like traveling alone on the road, when she ran out of like rations. Get the food when you can, because you never know when your next meal is gonna be your last. She came out of rich culture and then learned, oh wait, food does run out. I have to either get my own or like squirrel it away. Okay, lesson learned.
What do you mean I don't just have food at my beck and call?
She was more than happy to learn. But yeah, she did almost starve one time. Until an Autumn Ranger taught her how to like hunt and like cook campfire food and forage.
Which is always great. You should always know how to make a campfire. That's just like common sense.
And that's why she pockets her snacks.
Okay. So in that case, as the tourney gets set to begin, all the knights come out parading, carrying their families' banners. And they line up in front of the royal family. And they give bows, they nod their heads. And then the jousts begin.
Can Reverie be like a little bit of an asshole to that kid?
I'm sure she can.
To that kid?
Do you know what? Yeah. The first joust that's up, you see a very recognisable knight. And he comes over, he's got his lance in hand. And as he does the tour round where he pulls his stag over to come in front of the table, and he says, gives a polite nod to everybody. And then he looks towards the ladies of the table and he says, I would be most grateful if somebody would offer me a favour in my ride.
I mean, I don't really know how I would be able to give you a favor. What's the thing that I would owe you?
He gives you a look that just screams, "Oh, you sweet summer child!" and then he looks at Reverie.
Reverie will kind of lean over the thing and go, "Didn't you get plenty of favor earlier?" She's got like a shit-eating grin.
He'll just smile and then say, "You are in fact correct."
But I am here to be entertained, so I suppose. And she will, oh god, what was the... She doesn't have like a typical favor thing, so she will kind of... She'll pull off her little, leather bracelet she's got, press it into his hand.
Okay.
It's literally just like a leather string that she has as a bracelet.
I've just seen Khadija.
Oh, that kind of favor.
Yes. So when tourney nights were doing whichever they were doing, whether it was duels, whether it was arena combat, or whether it was jousting, they would usually go around with their lances or their swords or whatever pointed up. And if ladies of the court wanted to, they could give like a bracelet or a ring or something, or like even some of them did like handkerchiefs and stuff like that.
See, I know
that. They do a very cute version for kids at the Renaissance Fair.
See, I know that, and I think Ari would have known that from stories, but she's never been asked a favor ever, so she was just like, are you asking me to like help you out with something, like an IOU?
What, do you need to like move house or something?
Like, oh, you meant that kind of thing?
I ain't carrying the sofa.
Huh, that's the first I've ever been asked that.
So you put the leather bracelet onto this man's lance. At which point, as you do that, he will bow his head to you, and then he'll take the lance down, take it off, and put it around the handle of the lance. And then he'll go off to do it. As he's gained somebody's favour, he'll gain a d4 on his first pass. Does everybody know how the rules of jousting works?
Yup.
Awesome. You strike somebody in the chest, you get 1 point. Strike somebody in the face, you get 2 points. If you unseat them from their horse, you get 5 points. You also get to keep their horse. That's something they didn't tell you in A Knight's Tale. You also got to
They did, didn't they?
Did they mention it?
I think they mentioned that.
Okay, awesome, cool. So,
I just know it because I'm a freak for history.
I just know it because I
because
did
of
HEMA.
medieval times. But I thought it'd be
did,
funny if Arya was like, oh, that kind of thing.
Not to add to my already nerdy repertoire, but I've actually done a joust.
Ooh, fun.
Fucking hurts.
My
I can imagine.
It really does.
my best friend, he lives in Texas. He does HEMA too. So
Yeah.
This is why I always tell people the whole flanking thing of D&D being like, if one's in front of you, one's behind you, it counts as flanking. And I always tell people it doesn't fucking matter. If two of them come at you at front, if you can see both of them, you're getting flanked. Okay?
Yep. You're getting
Okay.
waffled.
Right, okay, they didn't even need the D4 on that. That was just egregious. They mark down first. They post up. And then the flags are dropped. And they charge. Now, how I've basically got this is degrees of success. They both have the basic DC. They're wearing half-plate armor. Everybody's got the same AC here, okay? The AC is 16. Every 2 points above the AC is a degree of success. But you only gain that degree of success if that is above your opponents as well. If they fail and you have more than 3 degrees of success, then you knock them off their horse. Okay? I'll explain it in practice. Well, for a start, as the nobleman from the minor house of Elkhorn, that being Orion, lowers his lance and charges in. His opponent rolled a 4. With the lance, that's not going to be enough to hit, so their lance is actually off target. Orion rolled a 19, which means he struck. AC was 16. 2 points above, that would bring it to 18. That's 1.1 degree of success. 19 would usually just be 1 degree of success, so that's a strike to the head. 2 points secured. But he also got the D4 added on, which means his total is actually 23. So it goes 16, then 18, then 20, then 22. I mean, that's already 3 degrees of success. He strikes the guy in the face with his lance and takes him off the horse. First blow. The crowd goes wild for the young buck from the House of Elkhorn, one of the minor noble houses that have been brought up since Khernun's rule, as his first opponent is already eliminated from the lists. And with the tourney officially kicked off, yeah, we'll go a little bit early. With the tourney officially kicked off, that's where we're going to take a 15-minute break, guys. Do not go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to have the finalising of the jousts. And then we're going to have some dueling, which I believe 2 people in the party have listed in. Don't go anywhere, folks, and we will see you after our break. Hi there, everybody. We are back with part 2 of our lovely little session of D&D today. When we left off, the tourney had started. There's jousting, there's arenas, there's dueling, there's a weird thing where they suspend logs from ropes above trees and people have to jump across them and whack each other with sticks.
Okay, that sounds fun.
There's also archery. All of the greatest eligible knights are taking part in this, and some who are uneligible. Because as everybody knows, a tourney is as much a breeding ground as it is a place to show off exactly what you're good at. The jousting goes quite favourably for some of the lower noble houses. And perhaps it's because he has favour. Perhaps it's because he's doing particularly well. Or perhaps it's because he's just actually really good at what he does. Our young friend Orion actually placing quite well. They put a break in the jousts, however. As Dale Oakenhand is going to stand and raise his hands, much to cheering, stamping feet, pounding of cups on wooden posts. And he's going to say, "You all know me well and you all know I'll be brief. So I will just say that as much as it was an early and ill-noticed decision by our lovely king here to join you all today, it's a good show that you've given our king and queen and our guests here. And it's with some great pleasure to myself that I have been handed this," and he's going to hold up a piece of parchment, "a missive from the notices of the lists, to tell me here that we have our king himself entering into the lists." At which point, cheering, Khernun's going to stand and give a wave and, you know, throw the hands up. Not only that, I have it noted here that our friend from the lands of summer, forgive him, he can't help where he comes from. From the lands of summer, Elion, he's going to gesture over to you, Elion, is also being added into the lists. As the king's left hand, I have taken upon myself a decision. I will not allow them to cross blades in the duels. Ooh. I will make sure they are partnered together in the aerial frames that hang above the arena. Way! But I will ensure that they are both placed in the same arena combat at the end. And we will see if they can find each other upon a field of chaos. Massive, massive cheers to that. At which point Khernun's just going to look at you, Elion, and just... making it noted he's calling you. You guys are doing this to each other. The crowd is lapping up. And then he's going to go, "But a reminder, today is not all just about those who are crossing blades and spears and firing arrows. Today is as much a reminder of what we have lost as what we have gained. To those who could not be here, and to those who we hope to see again one day, we do this for you. On to the next. At which point it's going to open up into the archery. During the archery, as nobody here is taking part in the archery, you got free reign. You can wander, do as you wish. So I put it to you guys, this is essentially a shopping episode, a social episode. There is a market outside, many different wares from autumn, summer, and spring. I put it to the party. What would you guys like to do with your free time?
Well, like I said, I'd like to talk to few people, but if there's a market too, I think Arya would probably want to see if she could find anything that relates to like travel, or even if she could find like I remember those like sending stone kind of things, because if she can ever see Zatali again anytime soon, if she can get one to him, and it's like a two-way kind of thing with like not as much word limit, that would be cool. But I think she'd also be kind of curious about the hanging logs and what goes into like if you can sign up for that.
As a reminder, to take part in the tourney, you do have to be knighted. You can be knighted regardless of gender, because that's bullshit. But you would have to be knighted, which means that it would either have to be another knight that knights you, or it'd have to be somebody higher than a knight. So a royal or a noble would have to knight you.
Well, luckily I had no two nobles and royals, so I would probably like tell them I was curious about it and ask if like I mean I know I'm not like knight material per se, but is there a way to just temporarily knight so I can try and join in? Because that does honestly look pretty interesting.
Khernun's gonna. Knighting's not a temporary thing there, Arya. If you're knighted, there's roles and there's responsibilities you have to do.
That's alright then. Never mind. I'll just enjoy and cheer you guys on.
I'm not saying. I mean, I'll knight you on the spot if you want, but I can't knight you and then just go after the tourney. Do you know what? I take it back. There's.
No, I get that. I mean, I don't know how I would actually be able to continue knighthood duties and responsibilities and, actually living up to that. And if I wasn't able to do that, I feel like it would sort of be an insult to other actual knights. So.
Well, the responsibilities are this. Whoever it is that knights you, whichever domain you belong to when knighted, when they call you to arms, you have to answer.
Well, as we all know, I'm better as the encourager than the armser. So, good to know. But, yeah, I'll just cheer you and Elion on then. I'm really happy for you guys, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm glad I got to share.
Gives Sheila's hand a wee squeeze at that. Makes cuckoo eyes, all that kind of stuff.
I'll leave the married couple to their Google eyes and see if I can shop for those things and talk to the people I wanted to talk to.
Okay, just in case I've got other people wandering that area, I'm going to see to the rest of the party first, see what they want to do before I take it away to the market. Reverie, anything that you're looking to do in your free time?
No, I think she'd just she'd wander the market a little bit. If nobody stops her from, like, to talk to her, like, she's just gonna have a little bit of a solo wander and then head back, because she does kind of want to watch the archers.
Okay, cool. So Reverie wants to wander the market, not really looking for anything in particular, and if she gets spotted, fine. If not, then she's just heading back to take
she does want to watch the archers a little bit. Changes their bones.
Okay. Sheila, anything you'd want to do during this time?
I think if anything, maybe just actually spending time with her mum, considering she hasn't seen her for a bit.
Okay. Your mum, dad, brothers, they arrived just maybe a couple of minutes after you guys. And as soon as the official, yes, we're here, we've done this, we've started eating, oh look, yeah, here we are, once everything kind of goes underway, you can get up and move over to where your mother is. And, she's got obvious red puffy eyes, obvious signs of having been crying. Your dad lies around sitting right next to her. Owain and Dylan, sitting doing the thing of talking. Dylan is complimenting Owain on the music. Owain is like, oh, yeah, thank you. And then Dylan then goes, yeah, but if you did this. And then obviously it starts the bickering between them. As you sit down, your mother, Neve, she's going to take a hold of your hands and she's going to say, I've never known joy quite like I did seeing that happen.
Maybe don't tell my two brothers that. They might get offended.
I'm going to be very honest, Sheila, I don't think they'd notice if I did say that.
Very valid. I mean, are they ever going to agree to work together, or are we just solo projects and we're not going to interact?
I'm very sure that one day they'll work together, they'll put aside their differences. But for the moment, I'm just happy that they're both alive, healthy, and not trying to kill each other. So that is that you officially a queen now? Is that?
Not officially. There's still kind of some more political ceremony. I think there's supposed to be a coronation, but we just wanted to get the main people that care about us together, because who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. We are in the middle of a war. So.
She does that waving hand thing, like, no, we're not talking about that just now. No.
Yep, sorry.
And then she does, oh, just wait till I tell everyone, my daughter, a queen.
I mean, it'll make for some good court gossip.
You think people have got the guts to gossip about the second family? Really?
It will make good court flattery.
That's more like it.
So, how are you and Da?
We're well, we are. He's, and she's gonna look towards him. He's still as young as he always was.
Great genes.
Yes, genes that I understand he's explained a little bit about to you.
Yeah, he's obviously told you, right?
Did you think that I didn't... Your father, for all his great gifts and all his amazing capabilities, he's a terrible liar.
I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't?
You didn't tell us.
Oh, it's not mine to tell, love.
That kind of impacts us.
I mean, very, very small chance of the genes actually passing along in any meaningful way.
Do we have case studies for that? Like, is this a known thing?
Yes, there's loads of you running around. Loads and loads of the children of great worms. Everywhere they are. Did you not know you just married one? You can make an insight check if you would like, Sheila.
Do.
Indiana Jones, always the one you associate with insight checks.
Exactly. That's a 30.
Your mother's being incredibly sarcastic.
Mom, you can't joke about those things.
Well, I mean, what else do you want me to say, Neil? There's not a lot of you running around, and even less of you that actually have any form of draconic resonance.
Can you just, subtly keep the boys away from the human lands? They have a They have ways of knowing and have a tendency to hunt.
I mean, of course I will, yeah, but I don't think any of them are going to have to worry about, draconic resonance, dear. Well, you know that thing that happened with your brothers when they got caught by basilisks in the canyon?
No.
You know, when they were, how would you say, when they just finished their first lessons, and they went running through the canyons with their friends. You know the thing they do where they run through, and if you manage to get through, then yeah, you're the fastest, and if you don't, you get turned to stone.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, well, they think that they are dragons. She goes, I'll show you. And she turns round and she looks at Dylan and she goes, Dylan, love, Dylan. And Dylan turns around and goes, yes, ma'am. She goes, could you pass over the, and she's pointing opposite the slabs of basilisk meat. She's like, could you pass me the, you know what I mean. And Dylan goes, oh, you mean the dragon? Yeah. He passes it over and turns back to the conversation with Owain. And then she's going to turn back to you and say, they think they're eating dragon. I don't think I have to worry about them having any form of resonance like your father.
I think we have bigger issues to worry about with them, though.
Listen, I'm surprised they don't hurt themselves getting up in the mornings.
Yeah, you have fun with that. Do you want to keep them in autumn?
Well, Dylan has been approached by the Autumn Lord about a position within the courts, and Owain is deciding that he wants to travel. So, I think it'll be good for them to exist without each other. And going off your previous insight check, she gets a little bit choked up about that. A wee bit.
I mean, Dylan will at least be close in autumn, Mum.
I know, but I'm just... I like having them home.
Yeah.
The house is so empty.
Yeah, but like, you and Dad will finally have time by yourselves to reconnect and play board games.
Wondering if I do the thing. Would she do the thing? Would she do the thing? Fuck it! We're gonna let the dice decide. Will Neve, the mother of Síla, do the thing? There's a thing that all mothers are famous for. Especially around about the times of weddings and children leaving. And she's going to go, it would just be great if there was, energy in the house,
You and Dad are youthful enough with energy.
That little, that little maternal temper tantrum they take when they're trying to hint at something, but you're not leaning into it, so they can. She's gonna go, see the salon. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mum. I'm in a new land. I'm becoming queen. I have other responsibilities.
Just imagine your eyes with his big curly hair. It'll be so cute.
Can we wait 500 years until we start having this conversation?
I mean, I can't. Who knows if I'll be here in 500 years?
Ma, it's practically tomorrow.
The irony of an Eladrin going, who knows if I'll be here in 500 years. And she goes, well, I suppose that's not that long, but I won't wait forever, Síla Salon.
I mean, you have 2 other kids.
And look at them. They think they're eating dragon.
Someone's got to think they're attractive.
I'm not worried about attraction, I'm worried about the longevity.
You didn't specify how long you want the energy around.
I mean, some form of intelligence would be nice. And while they are very handsome boys and they're very charismatic and they're good at what they do, well, let's just say that they're not going to find themselves out. They're not going to be able to think themselves out of a wet paper bag now, are they?
Yes, but then you can just help push the right candidates their way. Selective breeding, you know.
Sheila will actually turn around to her mum and going, hey, look, I know they're not great, right? But if you get them smart partners, there's hope. Like, Neve Selorn to that will go, Sheila, they are your brothers.
Exactly, and I'm looking out for them.
You're speaking about them as if they're... And then she looks back at them and goes, oh, who am I kidding? They are bloody well hopeless, and you know they are, Sheila.
She's playing matchmaker, Mum.
Well, you're queen now. You'll have to get, you get, like, ladies in waiting and all that stuff, right? You can... There you go.
I'm not setting up any of my friends for that.
So, see, even you know it's a bad start.
Yes, but you don't intermix friends with your brothers. I would not put Reverie through that.
Reverie's a lovely girl. I'm pretty sure she could settle Dylan down.
I think she would eat him. Like, eat him alive. Like, he would not last a second.
Well, what about the other one, the eclectic one, Arya?
I don't know if they're that interested in romantic things.
Oh, well. Well, surely you have to have some kind of friend that'd be willing to give your brothers a chance.
I don't have friends, Mum.
Oh, that's a lie.
I have listed the two that some might consider friends.
You used to have loads of friends back in the courts.
Acquaintances with benefits?
It's just so bloody hopeless. Every one of my children, bloody hopeless.
You know what, Mom? I will see if Arya wants to talk to them, but I cannot promise any more than that.
That's all I'm asking. That's all it is. Just a conversation, you know?
Yep, okay. I don't know where she's gone, but next time I see her, we'll see, okay?
She reaches over and just pats your face and she's like, you're such a good girl.
Love you too, Mom.
I'm glad you're happy.
Thank you.
You are happy though, aren't you? Because I know he's a king and all that, but I will kill him.
Oh no, I completely understand that, but I'll keep you updated, how about that? But as of now, happy.
And she'll just go back to doing very courtly women stuff, you know. For all there's the talks and the slightly off etiquette conversation topic. She keeps herself very prim and proper, very well sat, very well spoken. She goes back to tiddling away at her plate. Anybody else you'd like to converse with, Sheila, at all?
happy to pass it on to the other party members.
Fantastic. Then that leaves us, just before we jump to Arya in the market, that leaves us with Elion. Elion, anybody in particular that anything that you want to do?
Yeah,
for
I'd
the
like to
team?
go find Orion, please.
Okay. Orion is very easily found. He has... how else to describe it? He's got very outwardly showy armor. He's wearing armor that makes a statement. His armor is covered in... it's like, half plate armor, jousting armor. But it has effigies of like wildflowers on the bracers and across the pauldron and stuff. He's a very... he's got his hair braided with flowers and stuff in it. He's very... Game of Thrones, so I can actually do this. He's very... Loras Tyrell. Knight of the Flowers. Very much so. With a little tiny bit of... Jaime Lannister in there. He's actually got skill beyond jousting. He knows how to fight.
Okay.
That kind of thing. But as he sees you approaching, he kind of looks up, gives you a smile as he's taking off one of his van braces. You're that Elion fella, the one from Summer who's in the lists.
I am.
I'll be looking forward to seeing you in the arena. I'm not lined up for it, but I'll be excited to watch you.
Oh, are you not taking part?
No, not in the arena. See, I'm taking part in the jousts. Well, I hope to win, so that I'll be taking part in the jousts. So, wanted to kind of make sure that the only injuries I would have would be jousting injuries.
Well, the first round that I saw, you were quite impressive.
Thank you very much.
Your lance, I must admit I haven't seen one in person before. I was curious.
Oh, the lances. Oh, and he'll go on away and he'll take one, hold it out to you. They're
Heavy.
Oh, yeah, but it's more when you get the technique to hold it, it's less about heavy and just more about knowing how to hold. Do you know how to?
I've never partaked in equestrian sport, so no.
Oh, I mean, so it's all just about... it's not even about where you hold it so much. It's about where you lock it. See, and then he'll show you on his armor, there's almost like a thicker lip on the undercut of the breastplate, and he'll point out that that's thicker because they tuck in there and push down, which holds it locked into position. He goes into showing you the correct way, that as you're charging, to get it up and into place mid-charge, and then goes into it. And then really it's all about just then, similar with the sword, just knowing where the tip goes.
Fair. And you've trained this before?
I've what this before? Sorry.
You've trained for this. You've done this before.
Yeah. I trained for 6 years under Oakenhand. I used to be his squire.
Oh. He's quite the man.
There's not a more impressive man that I've ever met. And I know you're friends with the king, so please don't tell him I said that.
Well, I'm rather sad that you're not in the arena. It would have been interesting to be on opposite sides.
If you're in the tourney tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, sorry, in the coming days, then I will be in the arena on those days. Everybody that competes has to compete in the arena on those days.
Where was Dale? Have you seen him?
He'll look around.
As he looks around,
Right?
I'm looking for the bracelet that Reverie gave him.
Okay, since you're looking for something specific, as he looks around, make me an investigation check.
Sure. You know what? I'll blow it. I'll use a locate object.
Locate object. It pings on his wrist.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to attempt to swipe it from him without him noticing.
That's a tall ask. That's a tall ask.
It is a
Okay.
tall ask.
You have a emboldening bond if it's been within 10
I do.
minutes.
Do you have an emboldening bond? You do
I
have
do.
an emboldening bond. Okay. So, first off, let's walk through how is it you're going to try and swipe it off.
I think I'm gonna I ask about Dale, but I'm gonna phrase it so I accidentally go to hand the lance back and I kind of bump into him. I'm gonna try and take it when I pull back.
Okay. We're locking in here. We're locking in. First off, I want a performance check from you to convincingly hand it back, but almost like, oh no, I didn't realise how heavy it was. Oh, I stumble into you. Right? So give me the performance check. Remember, you do have emboldening bond. Emboldening bond is a D6.
You are muted.
Yep, I just let me just double check that because that's a cleric thing, not a bard thing. So,
Well, you double check that. I'm going to jump and get a refill on it.
let's see that. Another one's for sure. They can roll a d4 and add it to any attack roll, ability check, or saving throw they make.
Sure. Nice.
Yep. Sheila, that lead-in was so funny to me because Harriet does actually want to talk to her brothers. Oh, I just realized Sheila's the only one in the party that doesn't know yet that Ari's got a huge crush on someone. She's been away.
Elion, what's the performance?
18 total.
18 in total. With that, you'll get advantage. Now, I'm going to say this straight to you. This is going to be a difficult, quite high difficulty. It's fastened round his wrist. The DC is going to be high. I do need a sleight of hand. Well, wait, first off, what is your sleight of hand modifier?
Not high. I've only got a +3, but emboldening bond means it has a potential of +7.
Right. Okay, so this is a possible roll for you. Roll me a sleight of hand check.
With advantage, right?
With advantage.
I shit you not. That is a natural 20 on my dice.
We gotta love it. We gotta love a nat 20. We gotta love it.
So that will be with emboldened. I've got to put my camera back now.
So roll for it. So advantage, you get to roll again.
With emboldening bond is a 26.
With emboldening bonds a 26. Now, I'm shitting you not in my head. I was like, needs a 25. Needs a 25.
Our friendship.
You manage to, as you stumble forward, grab onto his pauldron, and he instinctively does the thing of like, oh, puts his hands out and grabs hold of you. And as you do that and you stable and you peel back, apologising, patting down, like, you know, I'm really, really sorry to bump into you. Hook your pinky round the strap of the leather, pull, and as you pull, it just feels like you tip back with a lance and you stagger back. And I see that he kind of grabs it again, and it comes right off. And he's kind of holding on to you, and he goes, I told you they're heavier than you think.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not trying to mess up your ensemble. That was foolish of me. These are heavy.
You're all grand. Do you mind if I ask you something?
Sure.
You're a feather from the courts, and you're all suave and sophisticated and that. You know how to hold yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The house I'm from is small. You know, we don't have a lot. We've not got much place in the courts. So I've not got a lot of experience in this kind of thing, but I was wondering, you're friends with the folk up there at that table, yeah?
I would like to think so.
So if I wanted to pass a message to one of them, you could do that, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna take a bit of parchment, jot down a note, and he's like, actually no, hold on. He's not gonna hand it out. He's just gonna say to you, would you be willing to ask one of them if they'll be attending the celebrations after the tourney tomorrow, and if they are, if they would be open to be escorted?
Sure. As long as it's not the Queen.
No, definitely not the Queen. No. I think it's one of the Queen's friends. When I came by the table and I asked for a favour earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know the one that didn't know what a favour was.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps they'd be willing to. I don't know. I mean, I just, they seem nice.
Sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it. He gets this kind of like big smile on his face, like, the guy's gonna do something nice for me, yay!
Sure. But do consider, there would be some kind of personal gesture about asking yourself.
Yeah, I know, but they seem so confident, and I'm just kind of, I'm really confident with a lance in my hand, and you tell me, beat the brakes off that guy, and yeah, I can do that, but not so good with the talking, not at all. I mean, your other friend, the crazy one with the evil eyes, well, she ended up in my room last night, and I mean, I was fucking naked, and she was damn near naked for except a bed sheet, and she starts like threatening, and I'm like trying to just be nice about the whole, like, hey, you need to get out of my room, please, but I can't do it, so I just started like basically yelling, and like, I think I threatened her with a hat stand. I'm not sure.
Right.
Fell right through the ceiling.
As you do.
No, I know how that sounds. I promise you. She came through the feckin' ceiling. There's a reason I slept in the feckin' stables. I thought she was a ghost.
Okay. Sure. I mean, if you need courtship help, who am I to deny?
Well, thank you very much. It's either that or I'll be escorting one of my sister's friends. And trust me, I do not want to be escorting one of my sister's friends.
Okay, thank you for a truly unique interaction.
You're a gem, you are. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And then he goes back to taking off the rest of his armour, setting it up onto a podium for his next fight.
I'm just going to walk back towards the table being like, that is not what I thought was going to happen.
Well done. You robbed a guy of something that he wasn't overly interested in keeping.
Catch me by surprise.
This was single-handedly the most jealous thing I think Elion's ever done. Instead of just asking Reverie for a favor himself, he went to steal it from someone who didn't
No, because then that
want it.
means multiple people
very-
would have it. Come on, keep up.
Yeah, but that also
this is
you'd have
my
to be
place
telling the
way.
person you like
This
that you
place
like
way
them.
this place way is mine.
It's very Elion, though.
And it's one of my favourite things that he's such a debonair, dashing, knightly gentleman, but he's so petulant. he's like, yeah, I'm Elion of the Summerlands, and everybody likes me. Reverie glances at somebody else. Why you not look at me?
He's just so there.
It's so funny. It's just funny. It's just funny. Anyway, Elion, anything else that you're wanting to do?
No, I'm good.
Cool, then Arya, we hop over to yourself. Arya. Wandering around the markets, what is it you said you were looking for again in the markets?
Just
Something
have
to
to
do
be
with
majorly
traveling.
arcade. Yeah, anything that I can find that's like to do with traveling, like books or maps or magic. But mostly if I can find like those kind of sending stones. If I can't, no worries. This isn't like a big RP thing. And then mostly she just wanted to like talk to Kesley, catch up with him, but mostly talk to the Sheila's brothers, because she is very curious about like talking about music with them and stuff like that. And, you know, like getting to know her friend's family.
Okay, so things to do with travel is a very generic thing. So, I will say what you do have here is quite a rare situation to be in. Number one of the things you do have here is people who are selling mounts. People that have bred mounts for war, mounts for travel. There's horses, certainly. There are spring traders, summer traders, and autumn traders. So the spring traders are obviously selling elk harts, as they're called, which are, you know, large stags. Now here's the difference. The autumn traders are not selling the general beast of burden, as it's called, which is a Taurox, which is kind of like the thing that Sheila used to have. These aren't the things that's here. No, because they've brought along things that would be used for traveling swiftly or in leisure. So for your viewing pleasure, as you walk past these sellers of mounts, steeds, things that would carry you from point A to point B without ever having you come into any harm, what you see is a bipedal creature. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine the gait and stance of like a velociraptor. You know, backwards bending hind legs, poised arms, straight sloping back into a tail. But instead of reptilian, imagine the traits on it are fox-like. Paws rather than claws.
Ooh. It's so funny. Initially, I should have probably clarified. I meant like travel, like going to different places and planes, or even planar travel, which she doubts they probably had anything about. I like this, and I'm gonna go with this. She looks at the mounts, and can I try to like, if it's allowed with like permission or like help, like if they're steady and stuff like that? Can she try to like do that thing where like she presses her ear to like wherever their chest is, and see if I can like kind of get a sense of different heartbeat rhythms?
Like a jackrabbits. Like a jackrabbits. And they make a sound that's a bit of a combination between like, have you ever heard like when a fox does, it's called a snicker, and it's like a combination between a whine and a click.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
They do that, and it's almost coupled with like picture the kind of call that a peacock makes, that kind of like that. They almost whoop and click at the same time.
Oh, that's interesting. And she's just like thinking, I wonder how I can use this in my music.
If you
And so,
go
like-
to the forming game images, I've dropped in an image of them.
Cool. Yeah, like I said, this doesn't have to be majorly arcade. It's just more curiosity kind of thing. If she does find anything about like travel to different planes, awesome. But I think if she kind of is curious about these animals and would want to hear different kinds of heartbeat rhythms and see if she can incorporate it into the music. Oh, that's so cute looking! That's so
Yep.
cool and cute looking. I love it. Aw.
And
Like,
so I've
moving
got
over.
a load of images of random creatures and artworks that I've found, and I'm just like looking through them, going, "What looks autumn-like?" And do you know
Like
what?
cooing over the different animals.
This one's massive, but it fits.
Loki making her Miss Serenity too.
I will save that one for a later point. And there is obviously, you know, there are summer people here, and they have mostly like, you know, creatures that are pet or companion sized. But what they do have, yes, pets. But what they do have here is there's somebody here who is. They look like a farmer. Okay, they're dressed like one of the outskirts of summer farmers, and they do have creatures leaping and jumping around them. As you know, quite a lot of summer Eladrin tried to breed out the aggression in griffins by breeding them, using breeding into other species. This is how we came into having things like demigriffs. Another thing that's quite common was taking the essence of a griffin with a Valinar hound to create something called a gearhound, which is essentially where on a demigriff you have talons, then paws at the back. Here you do have talons and paws, but the paws are canine. Very pitbull, mastiff style. But no taller than a Labrador. Or, well, actually, no taller than like a Belgian Malinois. This is like a companion that would, you know, fight alongside you. Other than that, you're not going to get much things for plane or travel. And think of this as something like a farmer's market, coupled with minor Renfair style trading markets. So you'll get armor, weapons, foods, curios, trinkets, and animals and livestock.
Probably knows like two-way sending stone kind of things then either.
No, probably not. Not in this market.
Okay. Before I go to talk to people, are there any of the pets that look like the animal companions that would look like they're particularly affectionate?
Particularly affectionate, right? Well, let's give a wee.
Like something that's because I think Arya would want, she misses her demigriff and she'd never try to replace her mount, but I think it'd be nice to have some kind of a companion, while they're still traveling until she can get back to her bird. And she doesn't want something that's if they run into trouble, it's gonna be a sitting duck, but she likes something that she can talk to each other with, but still a little hurt.
Okay, so there are small creatures in spring that are known for being quite affectionate. There is good news and bad news.
Mm-hmm.
Good news is they are almost it's almost impossible for them to hurt you. Bad news is they are technically fate.
Okay.
So they do have a kind of pseudo-intelligence.
Okay.
And they're known for being quite mischievous. Imagine, if you will, a squirrel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Picture a squirrel. But full-on fox ears. Right? big fox ears, and you're familiar with the idea of marsupials with the pouch.
Yes.
2 of them, which they use to hide things that they steal, as they are attracted to shiny objects.
Oh. Tempting. This is like with Jester and Bo getting it, like the pets when they got sprinkled. I'm gonna roll for it. Humans, yes, let's go.
Go ahead and roll for it.
Okay, that was an odds for no. She'll just like appreciate them, but it doesn't feel like a right fit.
Oh well.
Hopefully another time.
Perhaps another time. But unfortunately, in that case, there's nothing that seems to fit what you're looking for within this marketplace.
Oh well, so I'll find some kind of little companion then. I guess I'll go back then and see about talking to my friends, talking to Sheila's brothers and chatting up about music.
Okay. Is there anything in particular you want to get out of talking to them about music, or is it just bards talking to bards?
I was talking to bards, but I do remember Lystrin talking about how like one of them used like a lot of like banging on drums and like a lot of like rhythm and beat stuff, and that's something she has been incorporating into her music. So I guess mostly talking shop about that, like sharing some of her things. Like,
okay, basically what he does is
kind of curious about like what...
he explains to you how he's found ways to utilize arcane magic to take sounds from his memory, and he puts them into small little individual items. What he shows you is essentially small carved clay discs, and they have a symbol drawn on them. And he does it in front of you where he puts them all out, right? He puts all them out. And each of these symbols, they are completely foreign to you. But as he touches them, you hear like different noises.
Oh, that's
essentially
really...
what he's done is he's used artificer infusions and his bardic resonance and knowledge of sounds and noises that he picks up to essentially make a magical synth pad.
That's really cool.
So like he touches one that sounds a bit like a squelch but also like a drag, as if it's like mud that's more rock than soil. So it's got that kind of like squelch but also that kind of almost sandpapery noise as it's dragged through. So he hits that a couple of times, then he hits what sounds like a twig snapping. And then as he's doing this, there's obviously ones that he's put in where like he's whistled things. And he starts just smacking it, like just starts pressing things. And as he does it, there's just this kind of noise generated, this very... The underlying one he keeps hitting, he does put one on the ground and keeps tapping it with his foot. And that makes a kind of like reverb sound, like a la 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 la. And in the background, it's just... There's loads of these percussive elements as well as elements of like glissando. Do you know what a glissando is?
I feel like I've heard of it.
A glissando is something that a harp player would do, and you would say like a glissando B sharp, and they start at B sharp and they just run their finger along.
Oh, that's what that's called.
That's what a glissando is. But this one is more like the sound of like running their finger along icicles. So he just keeps doing that, and you can see you can see him like as he's doing it, he's listening and he's picking up things. So he basically shows you how he's created. He's taken a little step forward into like, you know, artificer style magic.
That's really cool. I'll tell you. Normally I just use minor illusions, like a rhythmic heartbeat kind of like thing going. I've been trying to like incorporate heartbeat rhythms into my music. I got the idea from an old friend of ours, Tinkle Death, but and I've been doing this thing where I've been listening to animals' different kinds of heartbeat rhythms and styles, and it's so interesting. Like, there's one that's like a Britain's kind of, it's like a doo 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 doo, but then you have what was the animal that was in the picture before called again?
The what? Sorry.
The animal that you posted a picture of called?
The animal I posted there. Oh, the fox raptor thing.
Yeah. And there was a
they're-
fox
Vulpomancer.
and there was a Vopomancer, and their heartbeat was more like a. So I wonder if there's ways you can sort of like layer those on top of each other, and then maybe add some like classic instruments. That's what I've been doing with my violin. How do you get the reverb on that too?
You'll go through the process of showing you. It's a magic that you can't grasp because it does have a root in artificer knowledge, but he will show you how he does it. And the way the reverb was found was basically him putting a cup over something, hitting the cup, and then lifting and pulsing the edge of the cup, causing a resonance through the vibration of the crystal that the glass is made of.
Cool. As a thank you for that, I will kind of like use my minor illusions to kind of like, if you would like, I offer to like, if you want to like capture the noise of this, like the sound of this kind of rhythm, so you can use it in your music in the future, like the different harpy rhythms she's learned about, and kind of like different, like almost like a clave kind of thing too that she's
And
done.
at that point, it just starts like a general trading of kind of like little things that you guys can do.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Very, very cool. Very chill. Well done. You just got into a music sharing conversation with Skrillex. You helped him.
Awesome.
You helped him write scary monsters and naughty sprites. Well done.
You also helped Sheila's mom.
Yeah.
Oh,
you also
yeah.
did Sheila's mum. Because Sheila's mum now thinks that Sheila has done what she's meant to do in pawning you off on one of her brothers.
Meanwhile, her doesn't know it's for romance.
Romance. I don't think Dylan knows it's for romance.
If Elion comes back to the table and needs to talk to her, that would be fun.
At that point, I guess I would ask. We got about 12 minutes left. Elion, when you could return to the table at this point, Reverie, you could return at this point where the archers are still going. Anything that you guys want to do as we come into the new settling down moments, as we move into the next part of the tourney? Elion has been asked to do something.
Sure. I mean, first of all, I'm going to walk past Reverie and just drop the bracelet in front of her, and then I'm going to head towards Arya.
Okay. Okay. Reverie,
The
any
bracelet like
reaction
a
to
mic.
this?
Reverie is gonna look at the bracelet and then look at Elion's back. She'll go, I'm pretty sure I didn't give you that.
Nope, you didn't.
Did he?
Arya,
Yeah?
just a very quick one. I've been sent by a, I suppose, distant admirer who was asking for your companionship to the celebrations this evening.
It's for after the major tourney.
Oh, so in a few days. In a few days. My apologies.
Are you sure he's asking for me and not Reverie?
I
Someone
did
else.
clarify. No offense.
None taken. I'm not used to. Oh. I'm. So in like the romantic sense, or in the like, just need someone to like pose for me, or this is actually a prank kind of thing? Because that I'm a little more familiar with.
around the table, I just sense reactions basically along the lines of like, oh god, oh you sweet summer child.
It seems
She is not used to this.
it seems non-pranking. I can't tell you his intentions. I'll just point to him as he's like putting his gear away.
As you point over to him, he just kind of like freezes halfway up his arm and like,
Do with it what you will. I just got told to convey.
Oh, that is that's surprising. I mean, I thank you for delivering the message. I will take that into consideration. I need to go ask someone who knows more about romance advice than I do about some advice. Sheila, are you busy?
Sorry, yes, what's up?
Sorry, I'm in new territory that I need some advice with because I don't really know how to navigate this. I'm quite frankly surprised that it is even happening to me.
Okay.
Someone asked her on a date.
Yeah. And
Khernun leans over. Arya's got a boyfriend. Arya's got a boyfriend.
face just turns super red.
The question?
Well, I mean, I'm very, very flattered, but the problem, and I'm not opposed, it turns out I'm actually not opposed to romance, at least, but, the problem is, there's someone else I like, but they're also not exactly on this plane right now, as far as I know. And
have you guys had the exclusive discussion?
We haven't really had a chance to have a discussion at all. I had planned to ask him on a date when next time I see him. I mean, I did kiss his cheek.
Okay.
And I think
Side point. That's done. Do you think you would have a good time with Boy B?
I mean, he seems nice. He doesn't seem.
Then say yes.
As far as I know. Is that okay to do if I like someone and they might? I mean, I know.
Arya, you just said that you haven't even had a conversation with this other guy. It's fine.
Are you sure that's okay?
It's fine.
Okay.
I mean, Khernun's going to go, Arya, have you at any point discussed the idea of being an item with Boy A?
Vaguely, but he also works for Asmodeus, so long distance is apparently very hard, and we haven't had an actual confession conversation yet. But I did.
Well, then, in that case, there is, by technicality, no Boy A. Therefore, Boy B is not really Boy B. Boy A and Boy B are just boy.
Okay. Okay. Well, I do like having new experiences, and if it's not, I mean, okay, yeah. Worst case scenario, we don't click, and I at least make a new friend. But okay.
Definitely.
This is. Wow, I'm really not used to this. Okay. Okay, and she's just gonna like red face walk over to the guy.
Immediately as you get up, Khernun is going to look around to everybody and just go, okay, really quickly, 3 gold. She comes back and is still unaware if she has a date or not.
From the very quick experience I had with Orion, I'd give you 10.
I was going to say...
He's going to point to you. I'll take them odds. Sheila, you were going to say something?
I was going to say, I'll bet 10 that she accidentally friend zones him and it doesn't turn into a date after all.
Khernun's going to fold his arms and go, all joking aside, we need to help this girl.
Is there any help to be had?
Well, there's always help to be had. I mean, look at me.
We could arrange her marriage.
My mother was asking.
Then there's no choice.
There's plenty of eligible bachelors. She's going to
It's-
speak to one.
it's like-
I've noticed the loop. I've noticed the loop of the problem. I've noticed the loop. There's loads of eligible bachelors. She's on her way to speak to one. Oh, that's the beginning of the issue. Don't worry, there's loads of eligible bachelors. She's on her way to speak to one. Oh, that's the beginning of the issue. With Arya walking over to speak to Orion, and all eyes on this, seeing of somehow this will end up with something being set on fire, and we don't know why that's a solid option.
Hey.
I think that's a good place to end it, with everybody watching and waiting
Wow.
to see what
Come on.
happens. No, you have to wait. You have to wait. Okay? Thank you very much for coming to see us, everybody. I had a lot of fun this session. This is great. This is great. I know I did it last time. But I physically. Do you know what? No. Hold on. Hold the fuck up. No. Guys, we are all in like unanimous decision here, right? Sheila's taking it for the fucking sonnet, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Like, cool, fucking yes. Yeah, MVP goes to yourself, Ash, for, right, I know, like, I wrote vows and shit, right, but you wrote fucking poetry. Like, come on, fuck,
As a
man,
poet,
that was an easy one.
as a poet,
That was
respect.
an easy one. Yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for coming to see us today. Obviously, Ash is our MVP, winning a portrait role for them to have to lock in for whatever they need it for. If you like what you've seen here today, folks, do go and check out our social medias at World Tree Quests. And do join us for our next session, which will be put on our social medias, where you'll be able to see part 2 of the tourney, ending with the arena fight, which will see Elion go toe-to-toe with Khernun, which I believe is the fight that everybody's been waiting to see.
This is gonna be fun.
It's going to certainly be fun. There's also going to be other shenanigans. There's going to be court intrigue. There's going to be rumours being spread. There's going to be, potentially, romance. But, anyway,
That'd
we
be
will tell you
Arya's
more about
turn.
that. Check out all of our social medias at World Tree Quest. And you can find me at all social medias under Oops All Brands. I do have a bunch of videos that I'm going to be releasing to do with the latest D&D crossover, D&D and World of Warcraft. I know Star Wars is a thing, but I don't really care that much about Star Wars unless I can be a Wookiee. But as a lot of people might know about me, I'm a big World of Warcraft player. I've been playing World of Warcraft since World of Warcraft was a thing. And I've been saying for a long time, I want to play World of Warcraft and D&D, and now I can do it, so I'm going to be giving my opinions on the classes, subclasses, specializations, and some of the mounts and items we're getting. I don't know what mounts and items we're getting yet, but we're going to do some speculation, and if I don't get Frostborn, I'm going to be very, very mad. But anyway, that's it for me, so I'm going to pass over to all my lovely players and let them plug anything they've got going. Starting with yourself, Liz, anything that you've got going at all?
Hello, if you'd like to see me play more D&D, I'm so sorry you cannot do that, because I'm exclusive with World Tree Quests. However, if you'd like to see any of my posts or words or anything like that, you can follow me on TikTok at Patron of Chaos. I'm also on Instagram and Blue Sky. If you want to meet me in person, you do have the opportunity to do that, as I will be attending PAX Unplugged this December. Come find me in the wild, and I don't know, maybe we can all go brave the Reading Terminal Market together.
I cannot wait to be at Reading Terminal Market again. Also,
It's so
sushi.
good.
Great. It's
Also,
so exciting.
sushi burritos. Thank you very much for that there, Liz. Harry, what about yourself? Anything you want to plug?
Just the Blue Sky that I'm currently typing the weekly message for, because I remember it exists when we do this. And cross stuff off your D&D bucket list. Never had a wedding before. This was awesome. Very well done. Nothing like seeing all your friends flirt with each other and experience a reception in make-believe awesome land. But other than that, no. Just a little feature at PAX, but that's going to be fun. That's it.
Honestly, fucking
That's it, man.
That's it right there. Thank you very much for that there, Harry. Khadija, anything for you to plug at all?
Hi, if you want to see me play D&D anywhere else where the dice decide I'm not going to get a cute pet, but they decide I am going to possibly accept a date, You cannot find that anywhere else. I am exclusively here at World Tree Quest with these amazing storytellers and fun people to fix the Lily's marriage with. I might also be at PAX Unplugged, depending on if I can afford tickets on sale and or get a hotel. But if you won't see me there, I will at least definitely take a day trip out just to see all my friends there and hang out and get sushi burritos and whatnot. And if you want to find me anywhere else, you can find me at Beach Al Kubra on Archive of Our Own, on Instagram, technically on Blue Sky. I need to post on there more often, honestly. But mostly on TikTok at the Bookworm Archive, where you can find me as Book Dragon if you like wholesome content and uplifting kind of stuff and funny stuff, as well as having really good book recommendations shoved down your throat. I'm the gal you go to. Do not post on there much anymore because I'm focused on trying to get my own stories out. But there's still lots of playlists with really great recommendations and story stuff that you can check out there.
Thank you very much, Khadija. And last and most certainly not least, our MVP for today, the bardess herself. Ash, anything you want to plug at all?
If you would like to find me on social media, you can find me on most platforms at Ash Howard Music. But apart from that, if you want to see me in real life, I will actually be at BlizzCon this year. So hit me up, let's meet up and talk some nerdy shit.
I mean, what more? What more could you want at BlizzCon discussing nerdy shit? Thank you very much for that there, Ash. If that's it from my players and that's it from me, well then that is it from us. From all of us here at World Tree Quest, thanks for coming to see us today, folks. I have been your DM of Doom, Oops All Brands, or World Tree Quest here on Twitch and YouTube. With me today we have had my lovely and amazing cast. That guy Just Harry, Patron of Chaos, Khadija Al Kubra, and our MVP for today, Ash Howard Music. From all of us here at World Tree Quest, good night, stay safe. I gotta do it. Mawaj, wav, twawav. Don't pull a finny. Good night, folks. Good night.
We had to get in